Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces with your Wednesday morning forecast update. We do have a few rain showers, even an isolated storm or two moving through this morning that may have jolted you awake early today, but we won't see any severe weather or storms for most of the morning here. But we are expecting some redevelopment of these storms this afternoon. What's happening today, we have a front that will stall out across East Texas and Oklahoma, and that's most likely where we'll see the rain this afternoon. But I do think a few of the storms could drift across the border into Arkansas and Louisiana today. Will likely dry out for a few days, but we're watching the weekend maybe for a push of severe weather, perhaps Saturday night into Sunday morning, and looking really active next week. Usually the first couple weeks of June is when we see those big windstorms move through, and it looks like that's something we'll have to be watching this weekend and into next week. Really don't expect that we'll see any severe weather through the first half of the day today. We did have some storms kind of weakening as they moved in, and this front will stall out just north of I-30 today, so your temperatures in most areas will be around 70 degrees early today, and then once we get into the late morning and afternoon, the temperatures getting closer to 90 degrees or so. Mostly cloudy today if you're not seeing the rain. The clouds kind of helped out yesterday a bit, and I think they'll help out keep most of us below 90 degrees today, but the front will stall out here just north of I-30, so you can see some heat relief in DeQueen, Idabel, Mount Pleasant, where we'll be in the low 80s, but those will be the locations since the front is just kind of lingering there, where we will see a few isolated storms pop up today. It's just a marginal risk of severe weather, only for wind. We don't have any kind of tornado or hail threat today, and the flood threat relatively low for us as well, but we'll have to watch some of the storms, especially in the next few days, for some of that high wind. So we'll look here at your Robins Toyota Futurecast. It does show those morning showers dissipating pretty quickly, but it does show some redevelopment here by the late morning, early afternoon of some of those storms. These would be the storms here to watch for that high wind potential, and you'll notice for most of the day, those storms will stay to the east of, or to the west of Interstate 49, but you can see by the afternoon a few of those storms could cross over into Arkansas as well as Louisiana, and it will be the front and the heating of the day that drives these storms, so once we get to sunset, we are expecting that this will likely fall apart, so only a very slight chance of rain continuing overnight. I do think we'll be dry most of the day Thursday and Friday, but again, Friday night we'll have a big complex of storms that passes to the north of us. May have to watch a few of those storms for some wind, and then more likely, if we see any severe weather over the weekend, it will be maybe Saturday night into early Sunday. Another one of those big complexes of storms will push through here. So the Storm Prediction Center, they already have us in that long-range outlook for severe weather, and again, that would likely be Saturday night into Sunday. Let me show you. We'll just kind of go into early next week, picking things up here on Friday morning. You can see the front stalled to the north of us here. Again, once we get to Saturday, we'll be dry for most of the day here, so if you have some outdoor plans Saturday, should be just fine, but it's not until Saturday night, Sunday, that we begin to see those storms push in, and the timing is a bit uncertain. It looks more to be an overnight threat for us, but those storms could certainly pop up during the day on Sunday as well, and then we'll kind of keep this going next week. The front will stay stalled out very close to us, because we could see some storms in that Monday time frame, and we'll just kind of keep that going probably next Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So it's becoming more apparent that we will see some heavy rain over the next 7 days. I'm expecting maybe 2 to 4 inches of rain, widespread totals there, and if you've been just kind of driving around your town here the last few weeks, you've noticed the lakes and rivers are running very high. Most of them are just below flood stage here, but we don't have a lot of wiggle room, so we'll have to watch that as we get into next week. I definitely think we could see some of the waterways at least into minor flood stage, so that's something we'll have to monitor if that heavy rain threat does in fact manifest next week. But we do have those storms in the forecast here. That will help out with the temperatures, which will get pretty warm over the weekend. We'll wind up in the mid-90s over the weekend. We'll be on the cooler side of the front next week with temperatures dropping back into the 80s. But again, a lot of rain. Likely see these scattered storms ongoing for much of next week.